What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of the Draft to Glory. Today, the new team of the week is out. Well, actually, you're watching this probably Friday. I'm recording this Wednesday at like 7:30. So 10 minutes to do the intro, then Champions League. Okay, guys, in the last episode, we smashed almost 9k likes. Have a look down below. If it's less than 9k, drop a thumbs up. Let's try and break that 9k mark. I'm going to go for the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. I know. When I take Team of the Year Ronaldo or Team of the Year Messi, people are going to be like, why did you take a narrow formation? Well, this formation is the best. So let's take that Lacazette, though. This formation is the best in the game, in my opinion. And so I'm going to take this formation and then take the wingers to fit in as super subs. Let's go! Team of the Year, Harry Kane. I don't recall using him ever. So this is a first for me. Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited for that Team of the Year, Harry Kane. Let's get that De Bruyne card, that Kante card. Let's take Rooney or Sigurdsson. Let's take Rooney. I guess we're going for a full Premier League squad, guys. Come on, give me another Team of the Year. No Team of the Year. No Premier League player either. Damn. We got a French player. Let's go for rating, because I'm not going to use either of these. So we'll take the Spaniard there. Hopefully we do get another Team of the Year card. No. Let's go with Renato. Remember him last year? He was like everyone's go-to. He was like the Bakayoko of last year. Oh, speaking of Bakayoko, let's take him. Let's go for the Meta Premier League team. Why not? Let's go for a centre-back first. I'll take Azpilicueta. Oh, I don't care. I'm taking this Bonucci. I just don't care. Even if I only get one soft link to him, he's the guy that I want. I could go with Barzagli there as well to give him a strong link. I could go with Varane, get that French link in. Could go Premier League and take that Alderweireld card. Let's start with Varane. No, let's take Barzagli. That's going to be the most sensible thing to do here. In at left back, I'm going to go with Marcelo. He gets a soft link into that dude, but I'm now 3 Team of the Year cards in. I don't really care. I don't really care that they don't link properly. I knew I should have taken Varane. I guess we'll go with Semedo. Oh, Semedo actually works. He gets a nice soft link into Renato. I knew that. Saw that. Knew that. Let's get Buffon here, please. No Buffon. I'll take Donnarumma, though. That's not a bad team to start with. 95 chemistry. It's only really that left centre mid that's way off chem. Everybody else is on at least 7. So I'm more than happy with that. So if we can just get a Team of the Year Modric to go into that left centre mid spot, I'd be super, super happy. This is not what I'm looking for. Who's the highest rated here? Top Alan Hector. We'll take Hector. Throw him on the bench. Next up. It's not going the way I wanted it to go, to be honest. Do we take Capoue? I mean, Capoue would be good for all-round chemistry. It would be bad for Marcelo chemistry. But that's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. Well, our centre-backs are on perfect chem, which is great. This just isn't working out for me. I've got... The starting 11's got some okay players in it. I want those, like, in another Team of the Year. I'm taking him. I know he doesn't link with anyone. I just can't not. We've got 4 Team of the Years. If we can get a Ronaldo or a Messi Team of the Year, I'll be so happy. Or David De Gea Team of the Year, I would start them all. Let's go with Moya, Spanish. Not that it makes any difference. His team isn't going to be the highest rated. I can't believe we've actually just got another Team of the Year. That takes up to 92 chemistry as well. I can't believe we've just got another Team of the Year. We have got the full... Have you ever seen this in draft? The full Team of the Year defence. This is definitely... I know they're not the goalkeeper there, but that's the first time I've ever done that, let alone seen that. Now... No, I'm not taking Eric Bailly. I'm playing this... I mean, I'll take Eric Bailly because he's highest rated, but I'm playing with this defence. I'm playing with the full Team of the Year defence no matter what. The midfield is the most important part now. How do we link these? I need a Brazilian midfielder. We don't have one. I don't know how I'm going to link Dani Alves. I like the chemistry. Everybody is on a minimum of 7 chemistry with the exception of Dani Alves. So if we can get one Brazilian centre mid, we'll be fine. But I wouldn't also mind getting rid of Capoue because not keen on him. But I'm just not getting links, man. Could take Garcia, links with Marcel. No, I'm going to have to keep Capoue in. We don't even have anyone here that's a decent card, do we? I guess we'll take Vass. Maybe Neymar. Off-chem Neymar would do well. Imagine if I took that Pastore before. Could take Sanchez and play him up front. Or just use him as a super sub. We'll take him anyway. And then the last pick, I don't know if we're going to see a Ronaldo or a Messi here. Mbappe's nice. It's just hard to link him, because Mbappe would have no chemistry just to give Dani Alves chemistry, which is a bit stupid. Could take Kingsley Coman. Don't really want him. We'll take Mbappe as a super sub. Now, this team is strange because it's good, but it's bad. It's the best defense that you can get in this game, right? It is the full team of the year defense. They're all on semi-decent chemistry. And for Bonucci and Ramos, being on 7 chemistry is more than okay because of how good their stats are. Having Bakayoko there, I don't know too much about that. Like, I don't like Capoue and I don't like... Oh, we actually get a chemistry point by putting that there because Rooney gets 10 chem there, yeah. I don't like Capoue, so he's going to come off for probably Sanchez and then... No, let's just start at lower chemistry. Let's just start Rooney in the camp. Renato Sanchez is going to come off and Capoue is going to come off and they're going to come off for Mbappe and Sanchez. Rooney's going to go out into midfield. Harry Kane's going to go out into midfield. But I'm only going to make those changes when I need to make those changes. The attack, the strikers, amazing. The defense, amazing. The midfield is so weak, it might just be the biggest downfall of a draft you are ever likely to see. 92 chem with him. 92 chem with him. 92 chem with him. 92 chem with him. All right, so we're going to take this English manager. I'm going to swap Rooney and what's his name around, Renato Sanchez around. It's just going to, I think it takes me to 94 chemistry. We'll do that, and then we'll do that. Yeah, so 94 chemistry to start the team with. I am going to have to make changes straight away because obviously I don't want Renato Sanchez to be my cam. He's just not good enough. So Bakayoko's okay. Rooney is okay. Yeah, I have to go pause straight away and just swap Renato and Rooney around. And how good is Capoue? I mean, 6'3", medium. He's just bad, isn't he? He's just bad. I'm going to have to change him. So I'm going to drop Harry Kane down into centre mid. We're going to put Alexis Sanchez up there out front. And that's going to be where we're at. Unless I'm missing something glaringly obvious that helps his team out. Which I don't think I am. So that, guys, is the squad. 5 Team of the Years. 4 defenders. All 4 Team of the Year defenders. Let's get into the gameplay. Okay, guys, as we get into the gameplay, the first opponent we come up against has got a 4-3-2-1 team, and what a team that is. 3 Team of the Years, prime icon Ronaldinho and Carlos Puyol, 95 striker Messi, hero Rakitic, inform Edison, inform Valencia, and then a few extras to boot. A 190 and absolutely insane team. And the first thing to note about this draft is that gameplay, I'm not one to talk about gameplay, right? Because I believe that everyone has the ability to adapt. If I'm in bad gameplay, my opponent is in bad gameplay. I don't necessarily know if that's the truth or what, but when it's heavy for me, it's generally heavy for my opponent as well. So I don't like to use gameplay as an excuse per se. But what I will say is that the gameplay today was just so heavy. There was like a quarter to a half a second input delay, and it just wasn't fun to play in. In spite of the fact that we win and quite comfortably in some of the games, it was just really unenjoyable to play the game. You're performing actions and it takes, longer than you expect to do that. And so instead of doing things that you want to do, you have to adjust your gameplay and play just the sweatiest, most boring style of FIFA. And that's exactly what I did. However, through that, I found a player that I loved last year in some regards, and that I thought would be amazing this year, but I haven't used yet. And that is Team of the Year Harry Kane. I mean, I've never ever in FIFA this year at least come across someone who shoots the ball as hard as him, and it makes me wonder what's in the game that causes that. And it might be placebo, and I'm sure that if EA saw this video and I asked them the same question, they'd say it's just in your head, nothing like this exists. But we all know that stats go up to 99. Use chem styles to boost stats up to 99. Some people already have 99. And in terms of how hard a player hits the ball, Shot power is the relevant stat there. 99 shot power, they hit the ball very, very hard. I've had a lot of players on 99 shot power, whether they be with chem styles or base stats. I've used Team of the Year Ronaldo, Team of the Year Messi, 95 Neymar. I'm not quite sure what his shot power is. I've used one of the Suarez cards that has 98 base shot power. But this Harry Kane just hits the ball harder than anyone I've ever seen in this game. And I want to know why. Like, is it a trait? Is it a stat? Is it a combination of stats? Because he just didn't miss when he actually got his foot behind the ball. I don't actually recall me missing those chances that you have where you're like, right, this should be a goal. In your mind's eye, you're like, this position here where I'm at, this should be a goal. Harry Kane doesn't miss those ones. If you take, like, obviously a long shot from 30 yards, you've got a chance of it going wide or the keeper saving or it getting blocked. If you take, like, a shot from a weird angle, potentially you're going to miss. But if you get one of those banker shots, it's always a goal with Harry Kane. In opponent number 2, guys, we'll come up against another stupidly super team. 95 striker Ronaldo, Team of the Year Kante, Prime Icon Van Basten, Inform Valencia, Inform Azpilicueta, Inform De Gea. Generally speaking, a really good team. It took us 15-16 minutes to get in behind here and get the first goal. Rooney lays that one into Renato Sanchez, plays that to Kane. Kane into the Lacazette, and then there's a nice finish from Harry Kane into the bottom right-hand corner to make it 1-0. And the goals just kept flowing, not just in the last game, not just in this game, just in the tournament in general. Not just for me either. I conceded a lot of goals in this tournament. My midfield wasn't the greatest, so I had some issues where I was just getting overrun in midfield, which put a lot of pressure on the defence. And as you guys know, I'm not a very good defender. So, I conceded a fair few goals just because I'm a really bad defender. But I was scoring so many goals just because of the fact that this attack was so good. That Alexis Sanchez coming in at cam, Harry Kane dropping into midfield, got some bangers for me. Having the 2 attackers that we had outside of that was really good. And what a goal that would have been if Kane got the first shot off to score. Lovely passing move. The rebound falls to Kane, he shoots there again, and then Lacazette is there for the rebound. Funnily enough, I actually said he doesn't miss those banker shots, and there he was actually missing a banker shot. So I suppose a little bit of confirmation bias there from me. Maybe he does miss some, what I would consider sitters, although that wasn't the greatest shot from me. I had my back to goal, I was hitting it on the turn on his weak foot. Maybe that's not a banker shot. But we get ourselves another goal in this game, guys, 3-1. Great little finish from Alexis Sanchez there from the top of the D. We all know that the finesse shots from that range are stupidly broken, and it stays the same for Sanchez. Great finesse shot over the keeper, in off the post, make it 3-1. That soon became 4-1 here. Ball goes into Alexis Sanchez, finds it to Mbappe, Mbappe to Lacazette, Lacazette back to Mbappe, Mbappe waits and waits and waits, finds Lacazette. Should probably have done a little bit better there, but the ball falls to Rooney, heads it to Lacazette, who volleys that one home to make it 4-1 and puts us in a commanding lead to go through to the semi-finals. And we eventually got another goal on 67 minutes to make it 5-1, and there was still some time to make it 6-1. So 80th minute almost coming up here. Sanchez into Mbappe. I tried the rainbow flick, missed it, but it fell back to Alexis Sanchez. We've got a good counter-attack on here. The heel-to-heel flick beats the defender. Sanchez down the right-hand side, evades a sliding tackle from Bonucci. Beautiful little step over and feints out of the exit to the side, and then crosses that for the header of dreams to make it 6-1, and that is where this game finally finished. So we move on into the semi-final with this team. I was actually happy with the semi-final finish if we lost in the semis here, just because of how weak the midfield was. I was struggling with the midfield. I could feel myself getting laboured with the midfield. And into the semi-final, we come up against another really, really strong team. Team of the Year De Bruyne, the Prime Icon Larson, Inform Muller, Inform Giannini. The midfield not so great with Lallana and Schneiderlin, and the defence not overly great. That Alonso is quite a weak card. Laporte is a bit slow, even though it looks like it's a good special card because it's black, but it's just his base card. So not the greatest of defences, but not the worst either. But this game, ahead of all of the other games, as you'll see with how this gameplay is, it was just the worst in terms of lag. It was so heavy to play in. The passes, we're looking at like half a second, maybe 3/4 of a second delay on input delay. We managed to get the first goal, but sadly we conceded the first chance my opponent had. We conceded there, and he made it 1-1 with a header from Henrik Larsson. We did eventually get another goal to ourselves, so a good interception there, falls to Alexis Sanchez. He lays that into Mbappe, and although Mbappe hit that with his left foot, that's exactly what I talk about when we talk about bad gameplay. I positioned Mbappe perfectly on the right foot there to hit the the low driven with the outside of the right foot into that bottom corner. And although he scored, it was unnecessary for him to hit that with his weak foot. Fortunately enough, that went in, because if it didn't go in, I would have been sitting there cursing that the game has decided to play to do something that wouldn't have happened if there wasn't this heavy delay. But my opponent eventually made it 2-2. However, later on in the game, Kane lays that one off to Sanchez. Sanchez finds a space. Great goal there. I was a bit like, as I took that shot, I thought, oh God, that was a mistake. Because that David De Gea card is an absolute beast at saving low drivens. But fortunately enough, it went in, it went home, and we went 3-2 up. And we managed to get the 4th goal. And I mean, look at this lag. It was like this the whole game as well, you know. My opponent had obviously the same issues too. We eventually got the cross in. Ball comes out, drops to the edge of the box, finds its way to Harry Kane. Harry Kane gets into a little bit of space there. Heel-to-heel flick. Could have gone down for a penalty. I was surprised that he didn't. It falls to Wayne Rooney. Bit of space there. Lovely little ball into Alexis Sanchez. And he hits that exact same shot from that exact same spot. Past David De Gea there. And sends me through calmly into the final. So we make ourselves into probably like the 45th to 50th draft final this year. I've only won 32 of them until now, or 31 of them until now. But here we go again into the final. Come up against an interesting team, low chemistry, which is always intriguing to me because it means that he's got to the final with a low chem team, which could speak volumes about how good he is at the game. But he had some really weak, weird players there. Like Fellaini, not the best. That Felipe centre-back off chem, Marcelo off chem, David De Gea wildly off chem, Benatia off chem. You know, like the defence was just a whole mess, and I was able to capitalise on that massively. Dani Alves here just holding on to the ball for a while, finds Lacazette, Lacazette into Renato Sanchez, back to Lacazette, beautiful low driven, again, risky to do it past David De Gea, but on 4 chem only, why not? We end up getting a free kick after 34 minutes as well. Marcelo lays it back to Sergio Ramos. He finds Renato Sanchez. Renato Sanchez lays it out to Bakayoko. Bakayoko to Kane. Kane to Ramos. Ramos, I don't know who that went to. Lacazette tries a pass, and it just doesn't quite come off. But I kept the move alive down the right-hand side with Dani Alves. Good shielding away from Marcelo there. Bakayoko with a beautiful little just walk around, and it finds its way to Harry Kane. And once again, look at that. He just hits the ball so hard, so clean. And I've managed to score a good goal there to make it 2-0. My opponent did pull the goal back to make it 2-1 after a few minutes later. He gets the ball here with Matuidi. Good ball into Mbappe. 2 passes later, and he's clean through on goal. Aguero through to Eden Hazard, and my defence is just all at sea here. Beautiful finish from Hazard. Lovely little roll past the goalkeeper in the back of the net. And at this point, I was a little bit like, okay, we could have a game on our hands here. You know, the next goal's super important. If I get it, it's going to be as good as game over. If my opponent gets it, wonder if I end up bottling this. Fortunately, it comes to Harry Kane, and what a beautiful goal that was. Ball roll past the defender, low driven past David De Gea, underneath his leg there, makes it 3-1, and we eventually got a 4th goal as well quite late on. Alexis Sanchez threads that through clean to Lacazette, and that's another low driven past De Gea to make it 4-1. My opponent did ultimately pull 1 goal back to make it 4-2, but it was too little too late, and so we won't even show that. So we win another draft, guys, and what a performance from this team. In general, this team was great. My defence obviously was great. Ramos, Bonucci, Marcelo and Alves, team of the year. Fantastic. I conceded less goals this draft. Probably not, actually. I conceded a lot of goals in that first game, didn't I? So yeah, maybe I didn't concede less goals in this draft. But that, guys, is the end of the gameplay. Let's get into the packs. Alright, guys, so we do win that draft. That was hard work. I'm not going to lie. First, I changed the team a lot. Depending on if my opponent paused it early or not. Most of the time, Sanchez came on pretty quickly, and the midfield looked like this, which played okay. Renato Sanchez is okay. Wayne Rooney is okay. The attack was great. The defense was great. Then in some games as well, Mbappe came on for Renato Sanchez, and Harry Kane went into the midfield. So this is kind of what it looked like in most of the games. Harry Kane down at midfield was good in the second half. He's fantastic, by the way. He scores everything he touches. Some of the shots that he scored, like, it's weird, isn't it? Because he has 98 shot power, or 99 with the marksman on anyway. And it's not like he's the only person to ever have 99 finishing, 99 shot power, or anything like that. But he hits the ball so much harder and so much cleaner than anyone else I've ever seen in this game. It doesn't make sense. Like, the low drivens fly in at a rate of knots. It's insane. Generally speaking, this team was very, very nice. I have no complaints about the team. The reason why it was so difficult to play is because this was the laggiest day of draft I have ever had. In all 4 games, specifically the semi-final, this game was just so heavy, so laggy that, you know, we're talking like maybe a quarter of a second to a half a second input delay, which doesn't sound like much, but makes a huge difference. And it wasn't fun to play in. So it's really difficult to get to grips with the games and so on and so forth. Oh, we get a 50k pack here today and a 5k pack, so not too bad of a reward. We're looking at 3k from match coins, give or take. Sometimes a little bit less, but we'll give a 3k kind of line up to that. So we're looking at 12k needed from these packs to get where we need to go. We start off with Sydney. He's going to be a 500 coin player. Alright, that's pretty good. So we get a 1,000 coin unlock. That leaves us needing 11k. We can give 1,000 for the consumables. That leaves us needing 10k and probably 1,500 from these guys. Let's actually have a quick check just to make double sure. Yeah, so 500 for him, no problem at all. Probably 500. Oh, yes, we'll say, we'll call it 500 for Silvestri as well. Of course, if we sell these guys at a more optimum time, we'll make more money. But if we sold everything instantly, we now need, what, 8.5k or 9.5k? So we had 3k, 4k, 5k. No, 8.5k we need from the rare players pack. And we'll be able to discard it for somewhere around that. So it's going to be a break even at the very worst here. We do get a board. It's not an inform. Is it going to be a big player, though? EA, who have we got? Dutch. Centre mid, Strootman, brilliant. So we get an 84 rated. That does pretty much secure and guarantee us some good profit. Let's have a compare price. So he's up at like 5k. That's not the worst, I suppose. We've definitely had worse drafts than that in our lives. We've also got Seamus the Anus Destroyer going for about 2k right now as people are preparing for St. Paddy's Day. That's still a bit far away, but I'll happily sell him on for 2k, so make some good coins off of him there as well. I don't think any of these guys are worth huge amounts, but we're looking at about 5 to 10k profit due to the back of that, that Seamus Coleman and the Strootman there. So that, guys, is going to be the end of the video for today. If you did enjoy this, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.